The stars of the Lyran expanse shone cold and distant, indifferent to the chaos that was about to descend. In the dark stretch of space between two human colonies, a lone ship glided silently. It was the USS Blackstar, humanity's newest weapon, and the galaxy's first true warning that humans were not to be underestimated. Captain Alara Voss stood on the bridge, her hands resting lightly on the console. Her eyes, sharp and calculating, scanned the starfield ahead. Around her, the bridge crew moved with precise efficiency, every action a well-rehearsed dance of survival. "Status report," she said, her voice calm but commanding. "Sensors report multiple Zeoth warships approaching," replied Commander Ryan Derrick, her second in command. "They are moving in formation, standard attack vector. They have not detected us yet." Voss's lips curled into a faint smile. The Zeoth, the alien coalition that had been sweeping through human space for decades, considered humans primitive. They had laughed at human colonies, called them easy targets, and dismissed Earth's fleets as outdated. That arrogance was about to be punished. "Very well," Voss said. "Let them come." The Blackstar was unlike any human warship the galaxy had ever seen. Sleek, angular, and built for both speed and destruction, it carried weapons that had been classified even from Earth's most senior admirals. But more than weapons, it carried human ingenuity, an unpredictable combination of tactics, technology, and daring that the Zeoth could never anticipate. The first Zeoth vessels appeared on the sensors like dark shapes against the starfield. They were fast, heavily armed, and confident. The aliens had never faced humans with such firepower concentrated in a single vessel. "Captain," Derrick said, a note of tension in his voice, "they are hailing us." Voss tapped a sequence on her console. The view screen flickered, revealing the angular face of a Zeoth commander, their gray-blue skin glinting under the alien ship's lights. The alien's voice was harsh, mechanical, a language shaped for precision and command. "This is Commander Thrall of the Zeoth Armada. You are ordered to surrender immediately. Resistance is futile." Voss leaned forward, her hands gripping the console. She answered, calm and measured. "This is Captain Alara Voss of the USS Blackstar. We are not surrendering. You will find we are quite capable of defending ourselves." There was a pause on the alien side, as if the message had been processed, and then a sneer. "Humans are fragile. You have no chance. Prepare for destruction." "Not today," Voss muttered. With that, the Blackstar activated its engines. It did not move in a straight line. Instead, it zigzagged, a pattern that confounded the Zeoth targeting systems. Energy beams lanced across the void, connecting with the Blackstar's decoys, which exploded in bursts of false heat signatures. The aliens fired relentlessly, expecting the ship to falter. But the Blackstar did not falter. It darted forward, weaving between the hail of plasma fire. From hidden launch bays, micro-drones deployed, swarming the enemy vessels. They were small, nimble, and armed with cutting-edge AI. Within seconds, several Zeoth fighters were disabled, their systems fried by precision strikes. "Impressive," muttered Lieutenant Kai Lan, the weapons officer. "They didn't expect that." Voss did not smile. "They won't expect the rest either." The Blackstar released a pulse of experimental EMP energy, designed to disrupt alien shields without harming the surrounding space. Ships that had been confident minutes ago now stuttered in their attacks, systems failing one by one. Chaos spread through the Zeoth formation. Even as the crew worked in perfect synchronization, the human captain knew this was only the beginning. The Zeoth were adaptive. If the Blackstar lingered too long, reinforcements could arrive. Speed and precision were their only allies. "Prepare the next phase," Voss commanded. "Target the lead vessel, but maintain stealth until impact." The lead Zeoth ship was larger than the others, a monstrous warship designed to dominate fleets. It bristled with turrets, shields, and energy barriers, confident that no human ship could approach. But Voss had calculated every possibility. The Blackstar dove toward it, weaving through the remnants of decoys and debris. From the main cannon, a single pulse fired, timed with the ship's evasive maneuvers and the drone's coordinated strikes. The impact was catastrophic. The lead ship's shields flared, then collapsed, and a chain reaction erupted across its hull. In moments it was gone, leaving a smoking void in its wake. Lead vessel destroyed, Derek reported. Enemy formation breaking apart. Voss allowed herself a brief nod. Good. Now keep moving. Don't give them a chance to regroup. The battle continued, but the tide had shifted. Zeath's ships, once confident and aggressive, now hesitated. Humans were dangerous, not just because of their weapons, but because of their ability to think differently. They were unpredictable, resourceful, and utterly fearless. As the Blackstar danced among the alien vessels, the crew began to sense a strange exhilaration. This was more than survival, it was a demonstration of human spirit. Each maneuver, each counterattack, was a testament to ingenuity born from necessity. Voss glanced at her crew. "Remember this," she said quietly. "The galaxy has always doubted humans. Today they are learning why they should never do that again." The Zeath Commander Thrall's voice came over the comm again, strained and angry. "Impossible. This is not allowed. How can one ship—" The transmission cut off abruptly as another Blackstar drone disabled their comm relay. Silence followed, broken only by the low hum of the ship's engines. "Captain," Derek said, his tone cautious now, "they're trying to regroup. More reinforcements could arrive within minutes." Voss nodded. She knew this fight was far from over. But for now, the first strike had been a success. Blackstar had made its mark. Human colonies, scattered and beleaguered, would hear of this. Fear would turn into hope. Hope could become resistance. She leaned back slightly, scanning the battlefield. In the distance, the remaining Zeath ships were limping away, their confidence shaken. But Voss knew better than to underestimate them. Every alien species had limits, but humans thrived in extremes. That was the advantage. "Prepare for hyperspace jump," she said. "We've made our point. Now it's time to get out before reinforcements arrive." The crew moved efficiently, initiating the complex sequence for a jump through the void. The stars stretched into lines as the Blackstar accelerated, slipping past the struggling remnants of the Zeath fleet. As they jumped, Voss allowed herself a moment of reflection. Humanity was scattered, tested, and underestimated. Yet here they were, one ship against a fleet, surviving, winning, and proving that human ingenuity could never be predicted or controlled. "Next stop, the colonies," she said, her voice steady, almost serene. "They need to know that the Blackstar has arrived. They need to know that humans fight back." The ship emerged from hyperspace into a distant system, untouched by war. The crew moved to survey it, ready to continue their mission. Blackstar's presence alone would change the morale of the galaxy. Fear of humanity was about to become very real. And somewhere in the cold reaches of space, the Zeath fleet reeled, realizing that one human ship had taught them a lesson they would not forget. Underestimate humanity at your own peril. Captain Voss looked out at the stars again. A new war had begun, and humans were not hiding. They were leading. "Set course for the nearest human outpost," she said. "Let's give them a reason to fight and a reason to believe." The USS Blackstar glided forward, a silent predator in the void, carrying the unshakable truth of the human spirit. Nothing survives its path when humans decide to fight. The Blackstar glided through the void, leaving behind a trail of silence where chaos had once roared. Captain Alara Voss remained on the bridge, her eyes scanning the starfield. The remnants of the Zeath fleet were scattered, some retreating, others damaged beyond repair. But Voss knew better than to celebrate prematurely. The Zeath were relentless, adaptive, and far from defeated. "Captain," said Commander Ryan Derrick, stepping forward with a worried frown, "sensor reports indicate more Zeath reinforcements entering the system. They're faster than we expected." Voss didn't flinch. "Good. Let them come. The crew exchanged nervous glances. They had seen the devastation Blackstar could unleash, yet they knew reinforcements meant the fight could be far deadlier this time. Lieutenant Kai Lan, the weapons officer, tapped a sequence on his console. "Captain, they're moving in a formation that's very tight. It looks like a trap." Voss's lips curved into a faint smile. "Then we'll have to make them regret it." The new wave of Zeeth ships was impressive. Larger, faster, and equipped with the latest adaptive shields, they had clearly studied the first engagement. But what they had not accounted for was human unpredictability. "Initiate stealth approach," Voss ordered. "We'll strike from where they least expect." The Blackstar's engines hummed softly, shifting into an energy signature that made it nearly invisible to standard Zeeth sensors. The ship slipped past patrols, weaving through asteroid fields and debris. Its cloaking decoys left false heat signatures behind, drawing enemy fire while the real ship approached silently. On the bridge, the crew moved like a single organism. Each hand, each command, each adjustment was a dance of precision. They were humans, but not ordinary humans. They were engineers, pilots, strategists, and fighters, all tuned to the rhythms of survival and victory. "Captain," Derek said, voice low, "they've detected some anomalies. They're tightening their formation. They're suspicious." Voss didn't hesitate. "Let them be suspicious. Suspicion makes them predictable." As the Blackstar moved closer, the Zeeth began to open fire. Energy beams lanced through the void, striking where the ship should have been, but only hitting empty space. Micro-drones swarmed outward from the Blackstar, intercepting enemy fire and creating chaotic patterns that the aliens could not interpret. "Target their lead ship," Voss ordered. "We'll break their formation first, then take out the rest." The Blackstar launched precision EMP pulses, small but powerful bursts designed to collapse enemy shields. Ships that had approached with confidence now stuttered in their attacks, some drifting helplessly as their systems failed. One by one, the Zeeth vessels began to falter. But the battle was far from easy. The Zeeth were intelligent, disciplined, and adaptive. They quickly realized that the humans did not follow conventional tactics. Their fleet reorganized, attempting to trap the Blackstar in a crossfire. Voss's eyes narrowed. "They're clever, but not clever enough." She activated a series of maneuvers never before attempted by human pilots. The Blackstar spun, darted, and changed vectors unpredictably. It fired micro-torpedoes in arcs, striking multiple targets simultaneously. Every move seemed impossible, yet the crew executed it flawlessly. In the chaos, the Blackstar struck the lead Zeeth cruiser with a quantum disruption missile, a new weapon designed to penetrate the toughest alien shields. The explosion ripped through the cruiser's hull, sending debris into the surrounding ships. Panic spread across the Zeeth fleet like wildfire. "Enemy morale dropping," Kai Lan reported. "They didn't expect one ship to do this much damage." "Good," Voss said, her voice steady. "Let them learn that humans are not weak. Let them learn that fear is our ally too." The Blackstar moved like a shadow among the wreckage, striking fast, disappearing, and striking again. The Zeeth struggled to adapt. Each human tactic was creative, unexpected, and devastating. Their advanced targeting systems failed repeatedly against the unpredictable maneuvers of the ship. Yet victory came at a cost. Several crew members were injured as the ship took minor hits. Systems overheated. Weapons needed time to recharge. "Captain," Derek said, concern evident in his tone, "we can't keep this up forever. More ships are coming from the other sector. If we don't act soon, we could be surrounded." Voss's gaze hardened. "Then we make this strike count. Full assault mode. Target their command vessel. Everything else is secondary." The Blackstar surged forward, weaving between enemy fire. Energy beams crisscrossed the void, some striking the ship, some missing entirely. The crew worked tirelessly, executing complex commands without hesitation. Micro-drones darted like silver fish, striking enemy vessels at weak points. At last, they reached the Zeeth command ship, the largest vessel in the fleet, heavily armed and bristling with defensive measures. Most humans would have considered this an impossible target. But Voss did not hesitate. "Engage the primary cannon," she ordered. "At my mark now," the weapon discharged, a blinding beam of pure energy slicing through space. Shields flared, systems overloaded, and the command ship erupted in a fireball visible even through the viewscreen. Smaller Zeeth vessels scattered, some retreating in panic. The bridge erupted in quiet celebration. The crew had done what no one thought possible. The Blackstar had turned the tide, but Voss remained calm. She understood that the Zeeth would not give up easily. Reinforcements would continue to arrive. Their pride had been wounded, and wounded pride could be dangerous. "Prepare for rapid extraction," she said. "We've made our point. Now we leave them thinking twice before challenging humans again." As the Blackstar slipped back into the shadows of space, Voss allowed herself a brief reflection. Humanity had been underestimated for too long. Entire colonies had been abandoned, Earth's fleets dismissed, yet here they were, one ship standing against a fleet unbowed and victorious. "Captain," Derek said quietly, "the colonies, they'll hear of this. Blackstar will become a symbol." Voss nodded. "They need to know that humans fight back, that humans do not surrender, that humans can and will win against impossible odds." In the distant expanse, the Zeeth fleet struggled to regroup. Their sensors were damaged, their command structures disrupted, and their pride shattered. Whispers of fear spread among their commanders. One thing was clear: humans were not the weak, predictable species they had assumed. Meanwhile, the Blackstar moved toward a nearby star system, distant but still under threat. The crew tended to damaged systems, healed the injured, and prepared for the next engagement. Even in victory, they knew the war was far from over. Voss stood at the bridge's observation deck, staring at the stars. Each one represented a colony, a human life, a story yet to be written. Humanity had survived countless threats, and each time they had risen stronger, smarter, more determined. "Prepare long-range communication," she said finally. "Send a message to the colonies. Let them know the Blackstar has arrived. Let them know that humans can fight back, and that we will fight for every inch of space we call our own." As the crew set to work, the captain allowed herself a small, private smile. The Zeeth would return, undoubtedly. They would bring more ships, more weapons, more tactics designed to crush humans once and for all. But they had made a critical mistake. They had underestimated the human spirit. And the Blackstar, one ship with one fearless crew, was just the beginning. In the heart of space, the tide had turned. Humans were no longer hiding. Humans were no longer the hunted. And the galaxy would soon learn that when humanity decided to fight, nothing survived in their path. The void of space stretched endlessly before the Blackstar, a silent canvas of stars and darkness. But silence was temporary. Somewhere in the distance, the Zeeth armada had regrouped. They were larger now, more numerous and determined. Captain Alara Voss knew that this was the moment of truth. One misstep could destroy the Blackstar. Yet, human ingenuity thrived under pressure. "Captain," Commander Ryan Derrick reported, "the Zeeth are forming a full blockade. They've deployed at least 3 times the number of ships from the last engagement. They are preparing for total assault." Voss's gaze was unwavering. "Then it's time to show them what humans are truly capable of." The crew exchanged tense glances. The odds were daunting. The Zeeth were confident in their superiority, and they had every reason to be. But the Blackstar's crew were humans. And humans had a gift no alien could predict: the ability to think differently under impossible odds. "Activate cloaking decoys and deploy micro-drones," Voss ordered. "We're going in deep, straight into the center of their formation." The Blackstar moved like a shadow, slipping through space, unseen and unpredictable. Micro-drones spread in all directions, transmitting false heat signatures, while the ship's main hull remained nearly invisible to enemy sensors. The Zeeth fleet, expecting conventional attacks, was unprepared for such audacity. Lieutenant Kai Lan, the weapons officer, tapped furiously on his console. "Captain, we're approaching the inner fleet. If they detect us, it will be catastrophic. Their main cannons can destroy our ship in one hit." Voss smiled faintly. "Then we make sure they don't detect us." As the Blackstar drew closer, the Zeeth's confidence wavered. Their scanners picked up anomalies, signatures that did not match known human technology. Yet they could not locate the true ship, only decoys and phantom signals. Confusion spread through their fleet like wildfire. "Captain," Derek said, "they're firing blindly at the decoys. Some ships are colliding while trying to evade us." Voss nodded. "Perfect. Keep them busy. Keep them guessing. This is what humans do best." The Blackstar's next move was bold, almost reckless. It darted directly into the heart of the Zeeth armada, weaving between enemy ships like a predator among prey. Micro-torpedoes struck multiple vessels simultaneously, exploiting weak points in shields that the aliens had assumed were impenetrable. From the bridge, the crew watched the chaos unfold. The Zeeth fleet, once orderly and disciplined, was now in disarray. Ships were colliding, systems were failing, and panic began to replace confidence. The humans, however, remained calm. Every move was calculated, every strike precise. "Target their command vessel," Voss ordered. "We take the brain out first. The rest will crumble." The command ship was massive, bristling with energy shields and turrets. Most humans would have considered it untouchable, but the Blackstar was no ordinary human ship. It had been built for moments like this, moments that required courage, intelligence, and a willingness to take risks others would never dare. "Firing quantum torpedoes," Kai Lan announced. "Trajectory locked, shields at maximum output." The missiles launched in perfect synchronization with micro-drones, each explosion calculated to destabilize the command ship's defenses. The vessel shuddered, systems failing under the barrage. Alarms blared across the Zeeth fleet. "Captain," Derek said, awe in his voice, "they can't believe what's happening. Their command structure is breaking down. They didn't expect humans to strike like this." Voss's eyes gleamed. "They will now. Humans are never predictable. We adapt, improvise, and survive where others fail." The command ship erupted in a massive explosion. Shards of metal and energy ripped through the armada, striking nearby vessels and causing further chaos. Smaller Zeeth ships attempted to regroup, but their coordination was shattered. The Blackstar moved among the wreckage like a phantom, striking again and again with precision. Yet victory was never easy. The Zeeth adapted quickly, deploying faster ships and new tactics. They attempted to surround the Blackstar, trying to corner it in a deadly crossfire. "Captain," Derek warned, "they're closing in from multiple directions. If we can't break through, we could be trapped." Voss remained calm. "Then we break their formation from the inside." Humans fight when the odds are against them, not when it's easy. The Blackstar executed an impossible maneuver. It spun, dodged, and weaved through the closing fleet, releasing EMP pulses that disabled multiple ships at once. Micro-drones moved in swarms, striking weak points in shields, engines, and weapon systems. In moments, several Zeeth vessels were drifting helplessly, their crews panicked and overwhelmed. The captain activated the main cannon once more, targeting a cluster of heavily armed cruisers. The beam cut through space, splitting shields and tearing hulls apart. Explosions rippled across the fleet, leaving the remaining ships in disarray. "Enemy morale collapsing," Kai Lan reported. "They're retreating, but not all of them." Voss's expression hardened. "We finish this. No one escapes the Blackstar when humans decide to fight." The ship moved deeper into the armada, striking at command points, weapons platforms, and power cores. Each strike was precise, minimizing risk to human life but maximizing impact on the alien forces. The Zeoth, despite their advanced technology, could not predict the humans' approach. Every plan they devised was countered by creativity and speed. In the midst of battle, a holographic message flickered to the bridge. It was the Zeoth admiral projecting himself from the remnants of his command ship. His face, a mask of rage and disbelief, stared at Voss. "Human, impossible," he said. "How can one ship?" Voss cut him off. "One ship, perhaps, but one crew. We are humanity, and humans survive. Humans adapt. Humans win." The Admiral's transmission ended abruptly as the Blackstar's drones disabled the remaining comm systems. Silence returned, broken only by the hum of the ship's engines and the distant echoes of exploding Zeoth vessels. The crew allowed themselves a brief moment of triumph. They had entered the heart of the enemy fleet, struck decisively, and survived. More than that, they had demonstrated the ultimate human advantage: courage, intelligence, and the ability to think beyond conventional limits. Derek turned to Voss. "Captain, they underestimated us entirely. We've proven that humans are not weak." Voss nodded. "Yes, and the galaxy will know it soon. We are not merely survivors. We are humans, and humans do not bow to anyone." As the Blackstar prepared for hyperspace extraction, Voss reflected on the cost. The ship bore damage, several crew members were wounded, and countless enemies lay destroyed in the void. Yet, every sacrifice had been necessary. Every risk had been calculated. Humanity had proven something today. They were a force unlike any other in the galaxy. "Set course for the next human colony," she said. "They need to see the truth. They need to see that we fight and that we never surrender." The Blackstar glided silently toward the distant system, a symbol of hope, power, and the indomitable human spirit. Behind them, the Zeoth armada reeled, shaken to its core. The myth of human weakness had been shattered in a single engagement. Voss allowed herself a moment to look at the stars. Each one represented a challenge, a colony, a future. Humanity had faced impossible odds before, and they had survived. Now, with the Blackstar leading the way, they would not only survive, they would thrive, conquer, and inspire fear and respect across the galaxy. "Prepare for transmission to Earth Command," she said. "They need to know the Blackstar is active, and that humanity has found its stride in this war." As the crew executed their tasks, a single truth became clear: the humans had gained the ultimate advantage. Not technology alone, not firepower alone, but their mind, courage, and unity had turned the tide. And somewhere deep in the void, the Zeoth fleet knew, with a chill they had never experienced before, that one human ship had done what countless fleets could not. It had made humans unstoppable. The Blackstar moved on, its engines humming with quiet power. The war was far from over, but humanity had revealed its greatest weapon: itself. And the galaxy would never forget the day the humans showed what they were truly capable of. The Blackstar glided silently through the void, a single shadow among distant stars. Behind it, the scattered remnants of the Zeoth armada had begun to regroup, though their morale was shattered. Rumors of a human ship that could strike entire fleets with precision and survive impossible odds had spread like wildfire across their networks. Captain Alara Voss stood on the bridge, her eyes sharp and unwavering. The final phase of their mission was at hand, the decisive strike that would ensure the Zeoth would never again underestimate humanity. "Captain," Commander Ryan Derrick said, tension in his voice, "we are entering the Zeoth's primary command sector. The fleet here is massive, larger than anything we've faced. Their flagship alone is colossal, bristling with weapons and shields." Voss's gaze swept over the stars. "Good, let them come. Let them show us everything they've got. Humanity doesn't fight half-heartedly, and we don't retreat. Full attack mode." The crew stiffened. The odds were staggering. Hundreds of enemy ships surrounded them, their weapons trained on the Blackstar. But this was the moment humans were made for. facing the impossible and turning it into victory. "Deploy micro-drones and decoy formations," Voss ordered. "Cloak the main ship until the last second. Let them waste their firepower on illusions." The Blackstar moved with terrifying grace. The fleet's scanners detected anomalies everywhere, but they could not locate the ship itself. Energy beams struck false targets, exploding harmlessly, while the real Blackstar positioned itself for a bold strike. "Target their flagship directly," Voss commanded. "Once it falls, the rest will crumble." Lieutenant Kai Lan locked onto the flagship's weak points. "Trajectory calculated. Quantum torpedoes ready. This will pierce their main shields." "Do it," Voss said. The Blackstar surged forward, weaving through energy beams, dodging missiles, and navigating asteroid debris fields for cover. Micro-drones swarmed ahead, jamming enemy systems, slicing through hulls and creating chaos. The flagship, confident in its massive shields and superior numbers, was caught completely off guard. The torpedoes struck in perfect synchrony with micro-drone attacks. The flagship's shields flared, systems overloaded, and a massive explosion erupted, sending a shockwave that rippled across the fleet. Smaller Zeeth ships were knocked off course, some colliding, others drifting helplessly in space. Panic erupted. "Enemy flagship destroyed," Kai Lan shouted. "Their fleet, it's falling apart." Voss allowed herself a small nod. "Good, keep the pressure on, finish this." The Blackstar moved through the disoriented fleet, striking at command vessels, weapons platforms, and power cores. The crew executed every maneuver with precision and bravery. Each strike minimized human risk but maximized disruption among the aliens. They were surgical, unstoppable, and terrifyingly efficient. Even as chaos spread, the Zeeth attempted a counterattack. Reinforcements from other sectors arrived, attempting to flank the Blackstar. Energy beams streaked across the void, aiming to destroy the lone human ship. "Incoming reinforcements," Derek shouted. "They're trying to surround us." Voss didn't flinch. "Then we turn the trap into a weapon, full speed. Divert all power to shields and weapons. Let's show them what humans can do." The Blackstar executed a series of maneuvers that seemed impossible. It twisted through enemy fire, dodging attacks that would have obliterated any other ship. Micro-drones disabled enemy shields and torpedoes tore through critical systems. In minutes, the reinforcements were neutralized. The Zeeth had no answers. From the flagship wreckage, a holographic projection of the Zeeth admiral flickered. His face, twisted with rage and disbelief, stared at Voss. "Humans, impossible," he growled. "You cannot destroy the fleet, all of us." Voss looked at him steadily. "You were wrong. You thought humans were weak. You thought we could be crushed. But humans adapt. Humans survive. Humans win." The Admiral's projection disappeared as the Blackstar's drones disabled the last of the enemy communication arrays. Silence followed, broken only by the hum of the ship and the distant echoes of destroyed vessels. "Captain," Derek said, awe and relief in his voice, "the Zeeth, they're retreating. Completely. They won't be back for a long time. We did it." Voss allowed herself a moment to breathe. The cost had been high, systems damaged, crew exhausted, and losses unavoidable. But humanity had achieved something no one thought possible. One ship had struck an entire armada and emerged victorious. "Prepare long-range transmissions to Earth Command," Voss ordered. "Every colony, every fleet, every human outpost must know Blackstar is here, and humanity fights back." The crew worked quickly, sending messages of victory, hope, and inspiration. Across human space, colonies received the broadcasts. Fear turned into relief. Despair turned into determination. Stories of the Blackstar's audacity spread like wildfire. Humanity had not only survived, they had become a symbol of unstoppable courage and ingenuity. In the quiet moments after battle, Voss walked along the bridge, observing her crew. Every hand, every eye, every decision had contributed to this victory. Humans were more than weapons. They were minds, hearts, and souls capable of extraordinary deeds. "Captain," Derek said softly, "the legend of the Black Star, it's already beginning. Humans will be remembered differently now. Even the Zeeth will think twice before challenging us again." Voss nodded. "They should. Humans are not predictable. Humans are not weak. And humans never back down." The Black Star moved on, its engines humming steadily as it left the battlefield behind. Wreckage and fire trailed in its wake, a testament to human strategy and bravery. The galaxy had witnessed something extraordinary. One human ship, against impossible odds, had changed the course of the war. In the distance, stars glittered coldly, indifferent to the triumph and loss below. Yet, to the humans aboard the Black Star, the universe had shifted. They were no longer a scattered species fighting for survival. They were a force to be reckoned with, clever, brave, and relentless. Voss activated the communication channel to the nearest human colony. "This is Captain Alara Voss of the USS Blackstar. Humanity fights back. We have survived. We have won today. Prepare yourselves. The war is far from over, but the path forward is ours." Her message echoed across the void, reaching thousands of ears and hearts. For the first time in decades, human colonies felt hope, strength, and pride. They were not alone, they were not weak. They were humans. On the Black Star, Voss watched the stars once more. The cost of victory weighed heavy, but the achievement was monumental. Humans had proven their worth, not through brute force alone, but through cunning, courage, and unwavering spirit. "Set course for the next strategic point," she said. "We move forward. Humanity's fight is just beginning. And wherever we go, the Black Star will remind the galaxy, nothing survives its path when humans decide to fight." The ship surged forward, leaving a trail of light in the void. Behind it, the Zeeth fleet nursed its wounds, shaken to its core. The humans had not only survived, they had reshaped the galaxy's perception of them forever. And somewhere in the deep reaches of space, the whispers began. The legend of the Black Star spread. One ship, one crew, one species that refused to be defeated. The Black Star's engines hummed steadily, carrying the unshakable truth of humanity. They were clever, fearless, and unstoppable. The war was far from over, but one fact remained undeniable. Nothing, no fleet, no force, no alien species, could survive in humanity's path once it chose to fight. The stars stretched ahead, infinite and waiting, and the USS Blackstar led the way.